Okay, there we go. Hello, who's there? Jesse?
Oh,
Yeah. I was silent that whole time.
I know you are.
And I'm gonna say this when Drew gets here. Fuck him for him trying to get me involved.
Yeah,
I'm like, I almost was like, gonna be like, Drew, shut the fuck up.
that's what I'm just don't worry about him.
Yeah, what she had was like,
You're welcome.
who, no, who's this other person? I'm like, hmm.
You're welcome, by the way.
Thank you. It's the only nice thing you've ever done for me.
I've done a couple nice things for you, just not a lot of them.
Yeah, no. Oh, that was weird hearing her voice, but not it being her.
You know, it's it's weird because yeah, I not only I heard her voice, but I also heard someone else's voice, and that's why I'm saying it sounds so familiar,
Yeah, you're definitely tripping.
and it's fucking with my head.
Oh well.
Because right now, Bane wants to come out and he wants to talk to her, but I'm not letting him.
Don't ever let anyone out. Anyway, I kind of regret not asking something. There was something I was gonna ask, but
What?
I was gonna ask if someone was ever under the influence of something, and if we could dream warriors it.
I mean, you probably can Dream Warriors to see her.
Yeah, but to save the person, if we had to.
She's not the murderous type.
I'm a that still doesn't help. That entire time, my fight response was on.
Mine
It
wasn't.
would. It went away for a little bit when she said that Sarah was a bitch.
Oh,
That
I
was
know,
nice
because
to hear.
I'm laughing.
That was nice to hear.
I'm trying to think, blonde one.
I know she kept saying blonde one. I was like, oh god.
I'm like, which blonde one? Because I don't know any blonde people that Kristen.
Mm.
I'm gonna have to ask her.
Hey, you kept fucking. You kept trying to. You were trying to argue. I kept hearing you. I was like, I was thinking the whole time, being like, Jesse,
Here's the thing.
shut up.
I was trying not to, but Fang was trying really hard to.
I was literally so many times. I bet Drew felt this way too. I was gonna be
No,
like, Jesse,
most
shut the fuck up.
most fucking definitely. But I couldn't stop myself. I was
Yeah,
trying
you
to stop
couldn't.
myself.
What was nice that she was allowing me to stay silent.
Well, of course.
That was nice.
Well, I wanted you to stay silent.
Because I would have said something stupid, definitely.
I'm like, the one I really wanted to ask question was fucking Drew.
Yeah, I'm gonna def. Oh, Christian's here.
Yes, I am.
Finally.
Are we
Uh,
sure we want to involve him in this conversation?
I mean, probably not, but he's already here, so it's too late.
No, okay, fair enough.
Yo.
Yo, question.
Oh, hey, Christian.
Yellow.
Krista,
Well,
question. Who
well,
who was one of your blonde friends when you were younger?
what?
She kept mentioning the blonde one. She kept
Yeah, the
saying that.
blonde one when you were younger.
Juliana?
I don't know. She just kept saying the blonde one. And at first, Drew thought Sarah, and then she just said, no, Sarah's just a bitch.
That was
Okay.
nice to hear.
Wait, no. She just kept saying the blonde one. The
Facts
blonde
on that
one.
one.
The blonde one.
Well, I mean, the only blonde one that was in my life when I was younger would be Juliana.
Maybe.
Sure, we'll go with that until we figure it out.
Yeah. If anything, when I talk to her again, I'll ask her.
Okay.
So I told
She
Jesse
doesn't
what I was
like you,
thinking
by
while I
the
was
way.
silent.
Huh?
She doesn't like you.
Oh, I know. I fully
Like,
expected her to hate me.
she
Are you
found
talking about
you
Sarah?
incredibly offensive.
Wait, are you talking about
Huh?
Sarah?
No,
No.
She doesn't like
it's
anyone.
better not to ask questions.
What were you saying, Krista?
She said she finds you very offensive.
Understandable.
Yeah, you dumb fuck. I knew it.
You're talking about the one that practically hates everyone, right?
No, just
No.
since I wouldn't ask. It's too hard to explain.
You were not here
Do you
during the
believe in
beginning of
demons?
this podcast.
Yeah, because
Christian?
last, huh?
Do you believe in demons?
Kind of. That was a 50-50. Some of them I can kind of believe, but it depends on
So
the story.
Don't.
I used to be a host for a succubus.
Okay.
Her name's
It's a
Anne.
sex demon. Pretty much.
Well, specifically succubus. Incubus is females.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drew.
And
I just want to say this to you real quick. Fuck you for trying to make me talk. You piece of shit.
I wanted you to talk so bad.
Fuck that.
anyway, Christian, Jesse and Drew wanted to meet her.
More
And so
me.
that was the last, like, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes of the podcast.
No, part 1. Now we're just having a discussion about it.
Val
telling her
did
what
want to
we-
ask something.
And I
but he was too scared.
I have no memory. Who wanted to ask something?
Val.
Oh,
But he
what
was
do you want
too
to ask?
afraid to ask. You wanted to ask if there was ever or Val, I guess you say it.
that if let's just say in some weird experience that you were taken
Hypothetically.
over and they weren't giving you back control, would we be able to save you in any certain way?
Wouldn't happen.
Well, let's just say it did.
Theoretically, sure.
What would our percent rate do you think it would be?
What do you mean? Like success
Percent-
rate?
Yeah.
Percentage of success.
Like me, Drew, and Jesse, Dream Warriors, you.
Don't involve me in this.
You can't. None of you are skilled enough to do that, and it would be dangerous for you guys.
Then hell,
But it
count me
wouldn't-
in.
I stopped dreaming, so I don't exactly
But you
understand.
wouldn't even need to do that. You would just need to like do a purification.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Like
Like I said, if it does come down to that, fuck it, count me in.
And
I'm down to die.
Just so you know,
My
I
head is freaking
personally
blank enough
practice-
to be able to do it.
just so you know, I personally practice this kind of stuff enough. Well, not necessarily hosting, but like magic enough that I would not get into that kind of situation without professionals.
oh, okay, well, good to know. Good to know. I won't ever have to
It was just a hypothetical.
sacrifice my mental well-being.
Yeah, no, I would
Wait,
never.
you have
I
a
would never
mental
get myself
well-being?
into-
What the fuck is that?
I would never get myself into a situation that was too dangerous for me to get out in. If you want Angie to go away, all you have to do is ask.
Yeah, that I don't know
However-
why that whole
You guys, just so you know, you have to be sure to ask. Because she won't go unless she's asked
Isn't it,
to.
man?
and polite as fucking possible.
Oh no, it doesn't
Like,
matter. You just be like, can we have Krista back?
Well, obviously, I feel like we couldn't say, "Hey, fuck off, give us her back."
I mean,
That might have
No, I don't think.
repercussions.
I don't. Repercussions, no,
Don't-
but I don't think we'd take very kindly to it.
don't tempt me. I would not be afraid to ask in that way.
Yeah, which is why if you ever did that, I would smack you upside the head.
Which is why I would always do it when I'm alone.
Anyway, the whole time I was silent, for some reason my fight response was on the entire time.
You're
I was
probably
just
sensitive.
prepared.
You're probably
I was
sensitive to that
just-
kind of stuff.
Probably, I don't know, but I was just really prepared just to do something. I don't know what it was, but it was there.
Hold up,
Just
Val.
Hmm.
What kind of feelings do you get when you're in a graveyard?
kind of a weird unease, like I'm being watched, just not paying attention to it. Because if I
Okay.
pay attention to it, then I'm gonna start freaking out.
Okay, so sounds like you're spirit sensitive, or fae sensitive. which, in the simplest terms, spirits and magical beings that can't be seen, quote unquote seen, are always constantly there. Right? Always. And they're
Oh,
always
that's good to
talking
know.
and trying. Well, I'm not saying they're constantly around you. Like,
Should
I'm
be on
not saying
high
there's
alert 24/7.
I'm not saying there's somebody right next to you. But like,
Not saying
you
there
know,
isn't.
it's not like a come and go. It's more complicated. Anyway, I'm trying to make this simple. Basically, they are willing to talk to whoever is going to listen, because most people can't. Like me, I see ghosts, right? I see ghosts because I am sensitive to it. I have been my whole life. And I'm aware enough of the magical presence that I know what the fuck I'm seeing. Like, it's kind of complicated. Like, I'm not physically seeing it with my eyes, but
Oh, fuck!
my brain is telling, like, there's something in my mind that's telling me exactly what's there, and I know that it's there. Right?
Mhm.
So, Val, what's likely for you is you're probably sensitive to that kind of activity. And because you don't know what it is and you're not used to it, you're processing it as a threat. You feel like you're being watched and you don't know if it's good or bad. So therefore your fight or flight instincts are on. That's probably what makes all paranormal shit that makes you antsy.
Oh wow. Well, if we go to a paranormal place, we're fucked. Because if I'm on edge, that's never a
Didn't
good thing.
I tell you about that time that I went to a fucking asylum and I almost died?
Yeah, the Halloween. You told it on Halloween.
Or
Yeah.
mine.
I told mine on Halloween where I like fell through a one
Yeah.
story.
I'm like, I told you
Thing?
mine. Where
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
your dumbasses took a book.
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
didn't.
saying.
My friend did.
You guilty
Yeah.
by association.
I put it
Val, you're
back.
probably just sensitive to that stuff. And I'm not guaranteeing anything.
Oh,
You can work onto making it so you can either A, not feel it, or B,
real quick,
make it so you're not paranoid by it. They're very
I have an update about that story.
Oh
oh.
God.
I've been
What'd you
hearing
do
her
now?
voice again.
You're fucked. I'm not claiming any energy that's coming off of you right now.
No, here's the thing.
Same.
It's not an it's not like
Crosses up.
no, it's not like she's like haunting me or anything. But I'm hearing her voice in places where there shouldn't be a voice.
Okay, again, not claiming any energy you're throwing out there right
And
now.
it's not a negative energy she's like giving
Get the
off.
fuck away from me.
It's a very how do I put it? It's a soothing energy.
Val, you've seen Paranormal Activity, haven't you?
Uh-huh. I'm not a fan.
Mm-hmm. Didn't think you would be.
I mean, I like the movies. I watch them. It's just I'm like
It's weird because
I'm
like
not sleeping.
right before we started the
Mhm.
podcast,
So,
I had
if it
this
makes you
soothing
feel any better, 99% of the spirits you will ever come in contact with
are nice.
are not aggressive. The
That
majority
still
of
doesn't help.
spirits in existence. Well, I can't say that.
A good
Again,
portion of
so
them.
my original statement, the ones you're going to come in contact with, chances are not aggressive.
You know, but it's not a
I might
negative
start wearing
energy.
my cross again.
It's not something that I feel
What
threatened
will
about. It's just like her voice just randomly came back one day and like I woke up to like just a little kid like saying hi to me.
Sounds like some Five Nights at Freddy's shit.
Hello.
It wasn't even just a hello. It was a hey there.
No, fuck. If we're ever in an abandoned place and I see a little child there, I'm drop kicking the shit out of it and then running away. First, I'm telling you guys to run away first, then I'm
Hey,
drop kicking it, then
Val.
running.
Hey, I would never
Val?
run.
Next time I can see you in person, remind me to teach you about shields.
I'll be a human shield. Yeah, how about that?
No. I'm talking about physical, personal shields that protect you from from that spiritual activity.
I remember when
Because I
freaking
feel like
Jesse got his remember when Jesse got grounded?
Oh, dude, that hurt my head so much when I got grounded.
Not grounded as in parent grounding, but special grounding.
Spiritual grounding.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That hurt my head so much.
Your pants were so heavy.
Dude, my entire body was heavy, but my head was throbbing because I've
Okay,
never
what
been
the
grounded
wait,
before.
back up. What do you mean by grounding? Like,
We
please
went
be more
to-
specific about what happened.
We went
And who did it
to
to you?
a.
Yeah, who
What-
did it? Who did it? And what did they practice? Because grounding can
I
be
think it was
similar
a
or
pagan.
different.
It was pagan, right?
It was pagan, yeah.
What kind of pagan?
Actual certified, by the way, not the whole run around the woods naked type of
It
pagan.
was a proper pagan ritual.
Kind of hard
Why?
to say proper pagan.
Whoa.
My statement still stands. What kind of paganism?
I forgot the gods, but there was 4 gods, one in each direction.
The
god of
North,
I forgot
east,
the name.
south,
North.
west.
Yeah. I know. That's
That's
a
not
lot of elemental stuff, but
Yeah.
elemental stuff doesn't narrow it down. Well, I mean, it does a little bit, but like
a little bit.
I honestly I forgot the ritual, and I forgot like what the fuck it was specifically.
okay. You forgot what?
I forgot it specifically what it was.
Okay, so it was a grounding. Who did it?
I think it was like the main leader of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this was
How
was
did
a
you even get in
circle?
this situation?
Yes, this was a circle.
Okay.
Christy,
Where were you?
You forget that I have also, grown up like this.
Yeah, I'm like
Yeah,
that's why.
yeah.
Drew, that's why
But I'm
facing
very
left on top of
curious
you.
about how you got into this situation.
I was invited.
Okay.
Why would you go?
Why wouldn't
That's
you
mistake
go?
number 1.
Yeah, he came with me.
Why wouldn't you go?
Why would you invite him?
Dude, I went to a fucking
Well, here's the thing. Originally,
I went to an open circle.
Originally, I was invited, and here's the thing.
Nothing.
Yes, it is. But originally, I was invited, and I wasn't told what it was for. All I was told was you need to wear black.
That's not okay.
That's
Which we
all I
didn't.
was told.
We didn't actually. We were just
No.
told to wear black because
Yeah,
he was wearing like pure white.
Yeah. So
We're
literally,
just like,
when I got
let's
to Drew's
just change
house,
that.
yeah, he gave me just pure black.
yeah. Not okay that you weren't told.
Yeah, it wasn't like an actual like you need to wear this. No, it was just
Yeah. I understand.
it won't fit the mood.
Wait, hold up.
I would like to point out that when I went to this circle in fucking LA, like East Hollywood.
Sounds like a crazy place for a circle. Just in general.
After I got grounded, my head was killing me.
I met somebody who was in a full evil queen from the Kristen Stewart's The Huntsman.
Outfit?
Yeah, like literal, legitimate feathered fucking cape and everything.
That's kind of baller.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Right? And
Cool,
I
yes.
couldn't tell if she was a drag queen or if she was transgendered.
Those are always the best.
Right? Like I couldn't tell, but she was so beautiful and I fucking told her. And I'm like, I love your cape.
Like, let me low-key smash.
So, anyway,
No, I was a child.
Oh, never mind.
No,
Don't
yeah, I
smash
was like
ever.
fucking 13.
Okay, I thought this was when you were way older. That vibe was,
She's the emo.
Oh,
Miss
no.
Red?
She was the emo.
Are you kidding? I can't afford to go to fucking East LA.
Yeah. Anyways, I got grounded, and then we did the fucking thing. I completely forgot what it was called.
Okay.
I forgot what it was too. It was quite a while ago.
Yeah, it was like
Sure.
3-4 years ago.
Sure. Okay. I think I know what the fuck you're doing. Okay.
Man,
They were
like,
doing a very complicated version of grounding.
fuck it. It was
Well,
okay, and
no,
then once we got done with
the circle
once we
wasn't
got done
him being
with
grounded
the
wasn't
ritual,
because of the circle. That was because he was,
No.
sitting
I
there
was
like
new.
having the heebie-jeebies type of thing.
It wasn't even I had the heebie. Yes, it was that, but also it's my connection to everyone else was very off, and he detected that immediately.
Yeah, he was just very anxious.
Yeah.
Like he can tell I was
Yeah, which
new
is why I'm
to
never
it.
going to these ever.
Why?
The only reason I would go is to make sure is to protect. That's the only reason.
But like
It's because I love all of you.
dude,
It's the only reason.
my head was
What if I
killing me
was
after
what
that.
if I was leading the circle?
I still depends.
I would be worried.
Why would you be worried?
I
I've
wouldn't.
literally been actively practicing paganism my whole life.
Okay, but are
What
you
would you have
qualified?
us even be doing?
What?
Yes, she is qualified.
Yeah, I'm qualified. And yeah, I'm not what's the word? I'm not a priestess
Yeah.
because I'm not that strong. But I am
So,
I
anyways,
am most certainly practiced enough to be a teacher and to lead a circle.
so what were you saying before about like fucking when you were questioning, you said something, and then like you just stopped.
What? I don't remember. What was I asking you about?
Uh, no, like you said you understood what you said something about like an advanced grounding technique or something like that,
Oh
and
yeah,
now you got me curious on that.
they were doing the grounding very complicated, but I can understand why they did it since you probably can't do it by yourself.
Oh no, whatsoever no. Like he asked me to. He's like, "Do you know how to ground yourself?"
It
I
was
don't know. I
quite
think
funny.
it's
It was quite the look on Jesse's face when he said that.
it's more time consuming, but it's a lot easier to fucking coach someone through it.
I mean,
Like it's
it
similar
took,
to when you're supposed to do any kind of magic, you're supposed to ground yourself.
it took him,
Otherwise,
what,
you can
it
get
was 3
really
minutes?
fucking sick.
Yeah.
Wait, Jesse said something?
You know, I was saying to him like it took him what, like 3 minutes to ground me, if that.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. I said it was complicated.
But like I was okay up until like I was okay when we started, and then like up until
What
about
were y'all
halfway through,
doing?
I don't even fucking remember.
Drew, since it's your dumbass fault, what were you doing? What was being done?
I think it's so
Nothing
interesting
special.
how negative. I think it's so interesting to hear how negative you are towards magic. Like, I don't find it offensive. I find it genuinely interesting because I've never
Right?
met somebody who's like, "Oh my god, this is the worst. This is devil shit." I've never met somebody like that. Most people are like, "Oh, I mean, it's not for me," or like, "Oh, I'm actually curious." I've never met
I'm
somebody who
not.
was like, "Oh, fuck this."
I'm not a fan of religious shit.
It's not
I'm not a
religious.
fan. I don't care what it is.
So yeah,
Okay.
anyways, like fucking, like up until like halfway through, it's like my head started killing me. I felt
Once again, he
slightly
was not grounded
lightheaded.
at the beginning.
Yeah. Like I said, if you use magic without grounding yourself, it can make you sick. Like even like having Angie out for as little as she was, I had to eat because I had a splitting headache, and that was how you post ground yourself.
Like
Fun fact, after any kind of magic you do, you're supposed to eat, even if it's just
Oh,
like a spoonful of peanut
oh,
butter
oh no,
or a
we had a
couple
feast.
crackers.
We had a
I was
feast.
like,
That's
you are
that's actually
supposed
what
to
I've
eat.
had before. Was
For
just a straight up
You know,
spoonful of peanut butter for that.
Krista,
Yeah, because like
fucking,
for
Damn,
similar
Krista got that
reasons,
peanut
you
butter
can get
habit.
really fucking sick.
Krista, after that,
Fucking yes,
literally,
I
like,
do.
Krista, no. After the ritual, literally, like, there was a big ass feast. Like, everyone brought food.
Yeah.
Yeah, potluck. That's
Yeah.
traditional.
And of
No,
course,
no, like,
since
Well,
they're
not
back,
necessarily traditional, but like
True.
courteous.
of
True.
course, the
Here's the
neighbors
thing.
were smoking. That was kind of fun, just going over
True.
there.
Sure, getting high and doing magic is interesting, and a lot of people do it to achieve spiritual enlightenment.
True.
It was after, but yeah. But it'd
Sure,
be
same
crazy if we did before.
Fair enough. True.
statement stands.
Drew, he did ground me before the
Well,
actual
yeah, I wouldn't
ritual.
want to
What he
fucking.
did before was he was trying to see if I was grounded correctly.
Yeah.
So he did a small ritual with me outside in front of the house.
Which
Like
is
me and
smart.
because me and
Yes.
you walked out.
Oh, I love this guy. He was introducing Jesse to the magic so he wasn't going to feel overwhelmed. He was
Well,
grounding him. He
well,
was
no, here's
seeing
the
if
thing. It's
if
because
his
like,
energy was circulating correctly, if he was
well,
prepared for this kind of
like hold up,
thing.
hold up.
Yeah,
Let me
he's a real
explain. It's
chill
because
guy,
like
dude.
like when we first drove up, I was okay, and then like we walked through the doorway and like out to the
Yeah,
backyard where they were having it, and
sure.
immediately I felt off.
Sure,
Like
that's because the circle was open.
I felt lighter and I felt
Mhm.
very lightheaded.
Yeah, it was probably
And
because
so
you were in such a heavily
like I asked Drew, I'm like,
spiritually concentrated place. There were
Yeah,
probably what,
so
a
oh,
dozen or so is my guess. People
it was
there
about
who were a part of the circle.
that
about
actually
20
sounds about
people.
right.
It
20.
was about 20 people
Jesse, I don't.
Yeah.
I
So
would
yeah,
say
around there.
16 as the most.
Well, I
yeah,
don't
I was
dude,
like about a
it was a
dozen.
big backyard and I don't remember counting. I remember counting and it
So
was
yeah,
double digits. That's all I
yeah. My
remember.
guess, like I said, my guess is there was about a dozen people who probably regularly attended circle, and
Yeah,
therefore had were more connected to A, that place, B, that circle, C, themselves and their magic and their spirituality.
And I
So
like
yeah,
literally
even if
like the
there
one
wasn't
thing
anything actively going, if you're sensitive to that kind of shit, you can tell when there's well, you can tell if somebody's a magical person.
yeah, no, like but like immediately I'm like I literally turned to you, I'm like, can you like walk me to the car real quick?
Yeah,
And like
I'd be like, get me the fuck
no,
out
it
it
of
was
wasn't
here.
even that.
I'm
probably
out.
It was
overwhelming.
it wasn't even that. I literally turned to Drew. I'm like, yo, can you? And like like that's really the last thing I remember before. All I remember was, can you ground yourself? Immediately after.
Hmm.
Like for me, asking him that to being asked if I can ground myself is a complete blank.
Hmm.
no, but you should have seen Jesse's face when he asked that. He's like, "Can you ground yourself?" Jesse didn't no, he meant spiritually. He thought like actually, and he was just like, just eyes
Yes.
squinted, looking at him like head tilted, like what? And the
No, no,
guy's like,
no,
no, okay, let me clear this up.
no. Here's the thing. Because at first, even Drew remembers this. I looked at him and like, I switched to him and I went, yes, like questioning.
Yeah, he was so confused.
God, I would be so interested to see what you guys would be like, but I wouldn't be. I don't think I could do it. But I don't think I. I don't think I would want to open a circle
And then
alone.
and then he specified. He's like, oh no, I mean, can you ground yourself spiritually? And up to this point, he never actually explained to me by grounding yourself what grounding yourself spiritually means.
No,
He
he didn't
never
need to
explained it to
explain.
me.
It kind of just did. You noticed it.
I did, but like I still want to know like what it means to be grounded spiritually because I never got told what it means.
Grounding. So
Yeah,
basically, what it is, um, and again, it could be explained differently for different practices. But in my practice, what it is you're connecting yourself to the magic of the earth and the magic of the the magic of the cosmos. So as you're not using your personal energy, because what you do is you're going to drain it. You're going to drain yourself, and it's going to not go well
Oh,
ever.
I know.
Draining yourself does not
The,
go well.
the minute I walked into that fucking circle, I immediately felt drained.
Yeah. So what it is
happens.
yeah, what it is for my practice personally is we connect ourselves to the earth and our ancestors as well as to space, the stars, and all of the energy of the cosmos, right?
Uh-huh.
And what that is I suppose, what's the word? I want to say siphon, but that's a very negative word. We
Kind of
Borrow,
accurate.
absorb,
I, I don't know, siphon's like the better word. Like
absorb.
basically, no, we don't
Definition
absorb.
wise.
We basically cycle through and we kind of use it as like a booster to keep, and we use that energy instead of our own personal energy for the magic. Or if we're using our personal energy, we're taking those as boosts so as we don't kill ourselves.
You know. And after you did that, I felt better. Like I walked in, I felt okay. My breathing relaxed. But like
Sure, yeah,
once we started the circle and once we got about like halfway through it,
sure.
I felt lightheaded. I had a massive like migraine,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
the biggest
then
thing
we
was
grounded him because
no,
he.
no.
Yeah,
At
I was
that
like,
point, no. At that point, I was grounded. No, no. I'm talking about when
No,
the
that point you
main
weren't.
circle. No, when we did the main circle, yeah.
No, when you first went in, you weren't.
No, I'm saying like when we
That's
did
why
the
we
main
had
circle,
to.
when we did the main one, is like halfway through it, out of nowhere again, I felt fucking lightheaded,
it's because
and I felt
um,
like a massive headache.
sure. Sounds like you were being drained. Uh, I suppose the most logical, I suppose, in my personal experience is that whatever was going on was too powerful for you, and because you weren't grounded, didn't ground yourself, you couldn't actively call for more energy, and so whatever was being given to you was what was given to you, and it wasn't enough, and so it was taken from your personal energy. What also it could have been is because you weren't used to the magic, you were just so overwhelmed with the amount of energy. So you either didn't have enough or you had too much. Because both can cause similar reactions.
But no, here's the thing.
Except
It's like,
one can actually kill you.
but
The other
but
one, I have no
the
idea.
the thing is that like
The other one, you never know
halfway
what'll
through,
happen.
like halfway
I mean,
through, I
I
felt
watched
that.
somebody
But
have a
then like,
seizure one time, but I was told that was normal.
but yeah, but like
Fair enough.
fucking like 20, like I think it wasn't even 20. Like 5 minutes later,
No,
I
like
felt fine again. It was weird.
no, Drew, like straight up, this chick when I was in that ritual in LA, uh, she literally she willingly laid on the floor. Then she started fucking having a seizure. And I was freaking out. And she was like crying and doing all these things and she was like muttering words. And all of her friends were like, "Oh no, this happens whenever she goes this is how she this is what she does during circles, right?
Be
She apparently
terrifying.
has visions." And I'm like, "That's fucking terrifying."
But anyways, like it's weird because like
But
yeah,
yeah,
halfway
everyone
through, I
was
felt
like, "Yeah, no, she's fine. She'll just eat the fucking 2 bags of Cheetos right next to her when she wakes up." I'm like, "What?"
you know, Krista, like I was saying, like halfway through, I felt like shit. But then like 5 minutes later, if that, I felt perfectly fine,
Sure.
and it was really weird because
Um,
like it continued.
my statement stands.
And
Because
like
the level of magic in a ritual can fluctuate.
well, it was like that, just that one spike, and then like it was completely fine
Yeah,
up until until
my
like the
statement
end of it.
stands. Statement stands. You either didn't have enough or you had too much. Or your body was adjusting, which is why you felt fine later.
Maybe I don't know. But all I know is that
I wasn't there. I was not there, so I couldn't
no,
tell you.
no,
I
I
would
know.
have had to feel the magic to determine that.
It's either that or he kind of like fell back into grounding. That makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. That's probably the
Um,
best way I can describe that.
I know what you're talking about, so. I wasn't there. I can't accurately explain to you what the fuck happened.
It was just really weird feeling. And then the one thing that really felt weird was when we were leaving. I heard someone like whisper in my ear. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, that can happen. Like I was explaining to Val,
Especially
like
if
I was
you're
explaining
new.
to Val, like I was explaining to Val earlier.
Well, here's the thing, I'm used to voices. I hear them all the time, but like this one was different.
Sure, yeah, it was probably something new.
Like it was. I don't know how to. I don't know like the proper way to explain it.
Try me.
It was a voice I recognized and didn't
Sure,
recognize, yet
sure.
was completely new to that sense of mine.
Oh yeah, I actually know the feeling. Um, hmm. Like I said, I can't actually tell you what it was because I wasn't there. But in my personal experience, that was a fae that spoke to you when you were little. Because children can actually see these, are actually sensitive to this kind of thing before they're taught otherwise. Because you're taught to not see and hear these things
I wasn't.
consciously.
Like
She doesn't
here's
mean
my
taught
problem.
as in someone tells you not to. She means taught as
Yeah,
in like
just
The
it's just
fuck?
what you. It's just something
throughout your life, the
you learn.
social norm, you kind of adjust to it.
Yeah, like I was never in my life told
Well, here's
that.
the thing. In my social norm, it was normal for this because that's what all the kids were. Because I went to a very religious school for a while.
Sure.
Fuck.
Like that was the social norm of seeing all that and all that,
Sure. Yeah,
which is why
but did it
I
it eventually but it eventually went away, right? Or did it
no,
never go away?
it never went away.
Then it never went away and everything I said doesn't apply to you.
The hell?
Anyways, like I said, I've been hearing them all my life too. It could be someone that spoke to you when you were a baby and of memories that you don't have anymore. And that's why you recognized the voice, but it also didn't. And it was probably talking to you in a different way for two reasons. A, you are a baby and your mind is a very different place. Like physically, it's a different place. And so it was probably processed in a different spot of your brain. B, magic. Magic opened shit up. You were probably speaking to it in a spot of your brain and your spirit that you've never spoken through before or listened through.
Maybe all I know is that like it it fucked with my night.
Sure, I bet you had weird fucking dreams.
I didn't dream. That's the night I stopped dreaming.
Tends to happen around me.
Fascinating. I wonder what it's like not to dream.
Very
You
interesting.
basically close your eyes and then you wake up.
The
the
best
next
way to
morning.
say
Like,
it.
I don't. Well,
No,
yeah, I
No,
don't
it's
always.
more like you close your eyes. You're in that state of having your eyes closed,
Sure.
and that goes on for a while,
that's
and
all
then
it
you
is.
open them, and hey, it's day.
Yeah, all it is you close your eyes. You're in that state of I'm asleep. At least for me, it's the state of I'm asleep and I'm awake.
Yeah, like
But all I
you're in
see
the
is
state of
nothing.
you are asleep, but you can think in your sleep. There's no dreams. You can just think.
That's not sleeping, right?
That's sleeping. That's literally how my sleep has been
Yeah,
since
like
that
That's
night.
not.
it'll feel like minutes and
If
everything,
you're
and then
if
boom,
you're
it's daytime.
aware, no, if you are aware that you're asleep, like
Trista, you do realize
psychologically
that
speaking, you're not sleeping properly.
Well, that's been my properly for a while.
yeah, Krista, you do realize that a big practice for nightmares is to fall back to sleep and like hold something like while you're going to sleep, like onto a blanket,
Sure, yeah.
like you're holding a bat or something, and then when
Yeah,
you
that's great.
go in, you're asleep, but you have this bat, like you real.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
It's
No, I
lucid
get that.
dreams.
Lucid dreaming is different.
Kind
Yeah,
of.
That's when
completely
you're
different.
aware you're
Fuck lucid
dreaming.
dreaming.
If you are
Yeah.
consciously like, oh, I'm asleep, I don't know how to
It's-
explain it,
Well, here's
but
the
like,
thing. It's not. Oh, I know I'm asleep. No, it's that I
Never
know
again.
I went to bed, but
oh, okay, never mind. That's
I
what
cannot.
Yeah.
that's
You're
what I
not. You're
thought
not
you
sitting
were.
there like I'm sleeping. Open my eyes. It's day. No, it's not that.
That's what that's what I had thought you guys were saying, and I'm like, that's not right. Okay,
No,
never
we
mind.
just haven't slept for years.
What is sleep?
Well, I mean,
Essentially.
I feel that. My sleep schedule is
fucking
so
same.
messed up. It's even worse
Ugh.
because of therapy.
Oh yeah, I have
Yeah, I
a
feel
question
that.
for mainly Krista and Val since they've been in my house.
I've been in
Sure.
your
You
house.
guys were
Not
at my
recently, but I've
house.
been in
Do you
your
ever feel a
house.
spiritual
I've been in your house.
Weird
presence?
question, but sure.
Yes.
A spiritual presence in your house? I'm not paying attention.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because someone.
Not really. At night, there was a weird vibe though. When I looked
And-
out the window, it just looked very horror
To be
movie.
fair, that
And
street
my
does
room?
look pretty horror movie.
Yeah.
It looks like a stereotypical street. That's where
No,
a
just
horror movie live.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
Outside your
Yeah,
window in your
I-
room, it just looked
It's
very horror
nightmare.
movie.
It's
Okay.
very
Because
Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's definitely not something I was paying attention to whenever I visited.
No,
I'd
shit, 'cause
imagine.
we were there for other reasons.
yeah, it's called watching solar opposites.
Yeah, let's not get into that again. Anyway, so
Yeah. Okay, Krista, I want to talk to you like
That was
later
fucking
on
funny.
about
Okay.
I
Well.
love-
about
Okay.
like
Wait. Hold on. Let
fucking
me
what we've
let me
been talking
finish
about.
this shit. Because someone.
Wait.
Because someone told me that a person that lived there before us, a kid died from a TV falling on them.
you're fucked. It's a
But I
kid
haven't heard
ghost.
Not
shit. The
necessarily.
most I've had was my
Yeah.
door slam in the middle of the day.
Sure.
Happens to me when
Christian,
I
the
is
second you
someone
hear
heard
little children laughing,
I'm either
run.
calling Krista or
You
I'm
realize-
calling a
you
priest.
realize- Call me. Call
Okay,
me.
so.
I'll
make
be
sure
there
you
for
have
moral
that Neosporin
support
on
outside.
Deck, Val.
Val, I appreciate that. You will not make it better
Yeah.
because you're paranoid and therefore
Not even being
no,
outside.
you're automatically aggressive towards it, right? And similarly, you feel threatened, they can feel threatened.
Oh, okay. Well, good to know. Never going anywhere there.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, Christian,
I've
you're on your own. I'm sorry.
experienced
Like,
anything like
especially
that
if it's a
for
child.
a year or two now, so I should be good now.
It's probably, like I was saying, not all ghosts and spirits are aggressive. In fact, most of them aren't. The first house I grew up in was haunted by 3 ghosts. One of them was an infant.
I know
Well,
a ghost that
toddler.
lived in my
It
first
could
house was an old guy that slapped my mom's butt.
That's funny.
Yeah, I
But yeah, no,
remember
there was
Oh, I
that
know a ghost.
story.
My
there was a
fucking
there was
my
a
wife's
child,
mom's ex-boyfriend.
old man, and I think an
Dude
animal.
looked like Chancellor Palpatine. I consider him a ghost. He looked dead on the inside and outside.
Anyway,
Uh,
Jesse, you were saying something. You had a question.
I said I want to talk to you like after this because like I honestly just want to learn more.
Sure, I'm more
it's
than
not-
willing to talk.
Yeah, it's something I've always questioned, but I've never found someone to talk to about it.
You never asked me or
Really?
your mom.
Really?
Yeah.
I will talk about this shit for fucking ever. I've literally talked several people's ears off about this kind of shit
Drew.
because they
True.
showed a bit of interest.
Drew. I
Yeah.
want to ask you or mom because then you guys are gonna make me want to join more things.
Why not join?
Isn't that going to be the
I was like,
same
what's
with
wrong
To be
with
ghosts?
fair,
join-
that is
not
kind of
necessarily.
the best way to learn is
But here's the thing.
go to a
I-
place and ask an actual person.
Wait. Well, here's
Yes.
Like-
I'm asking. Well, I'm asking Crystal first because I actually want to learn more before I go into it,
Sure.
just so I am prepared.
Okay, for a minute I
Fuck
thought
it,
you were gonna
become
say
Natsu.
Nazi. I was
Just
like,
dive
what the
head
fuck?
first.
Oh.
You know,
I
I
also
wanna-
thought that was where that was going, and I'm like, wow, that
I-
was junk.
Why would I
wanna
say
No
do-
idea.
Nazi?
I want to do more
Yahtzee.
research before joining in and like testing
Sure.
out like more.
Oh
Sure.
no, we could just take you to like you don't have to be part of a ritual or anything. We just
Yeah, you don't have
Take
to. You don't have to
you to the
participate.
place.
You can.
Yeah.
You can literally just watch.
But here's the thing: I'm gonna want.
Like one time, we were doing. Like
Because-
someone in my mom's circle had died, right?
Hmm.
And so we were doing a ritual for her at her house, and her husband didn't believe, right?
Mhm.
Personally, he wasn't a believer, but he allowed us to do a ritual for her because it was something she practiced, and so he figured it would be polite to send her off her
Her way.
way.
Good
He
man.
was a very good man.
Yeah.
I feel really
Um,
bad for her daughter.
Like, have fun with my dead wife.
Oh.
I'm out.
Well, no, she had already been buried. This was already or whatever. I don't know what actually happened, if she was buried or not. But yeah, we sent off her spirit. And him and a lot of her blood family and his blood family were just watching while those who practiced.
But here's the thing, Krista. If I'm taken someplace and I'm given the opportunity to join, I'm gonna want to join.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Which is why I want to learn
Yeah.
more from, say, you, because I don't want to be taken somewhere and then,
Sure.
Want to join and then
Sure.
fuck up somewhere. And by fuck up, I mean, nearly kill myself.
Okay, if you're with anybody who knows anything about magic, you're not going to get yourself killed.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
there was
Yes,
only
figure out a
way.
even then, I've only met a handful of people who I was genuinely concerned about magic wise, and they were a bunch of girls in high school who decided they wanted to pick up Wicca. And
Oh, that already doesn't sound good.
Yeah, Wicca.
Wicca?
As someone
About
outside the
that.
spectrum, that does not sound good at all.
Well, Wicca, it's not a bad thing. It's just
If
there are
you
a
know
lot of
what
really
you're doing.
if you know what you're doing.
So, that's why I'm just like,
Because Wicca specifically is very, very strict. There are
Yeah.
lots of rules. There are lots of lines. A lot of it is white magic versus black magic. Meanwhile, I
And
personally
words alone, I
practice. Yeah, it's Wicca is very, very strict and has a lot of rules. And if you do shit wrong, bad things
you
happen.
get fucked over.
And no, and these girls did active curses, which how do I explain this?
bad.
Remember
My
did it
mom-
first with my dad. That was fun.
I mean,
This is why we're still living with him,
I
by the
was
way.
raised. Yeah, I was
Okay.
raised. Never, not never, but cursing somebody is such a serious and severe thing.
Yeah.
My mom has never cursed somebody. I have never cursed somebody. My mom's teacher and the leader of her circle cursed somebody once in his life. And the only reason my mom knows is because he had help from the circle. And he did not tell them who he was cursing or what or why he was cursing them. But my mom knows that whoever this was deserved it. Curses are not to be taken lightly, and these children were just throwing them willy-nilly at each other because they were having petty disagreements. Like, not even like, oh, you slept with my boyfriend. It's, oh, you're not letting me be in charge of this circle. I'm gonna curse you. Oh, you don't want to be in the circle anymore. You're gonna be cursed. Oh, I'm being a bitch and you don't want to be my friend anymore? Cursed. And like these they're going to get themselves fucking killed. They're going to get
Fucking-
themselves killed and each other killed.
Fucking white bitches.
They were.
Yeah,
Called
It was
always are.
so Drew. Do you remember
Yes.
Stephanie from choir and Sage? Stephanie
Yeah.
and Sage and oh fuck, what's her name? The Sarah who was a year older than us,
Yeah.
and I think Annabelle, but I'm not sure about Annabelle. It was for sure
No,
Stephanie.
Annabelle was, pagan, but not with them.
Yeah, I didn't think she was with. I didn't think she was with them, but
No.
it was it was those girls and a couple of others that I didn't know about, and I had met Sarah ironically through Caleb.
Oh, it all comes full circle.
It always does. In fact, she was dating him before I did, and I was the reason they broke up.
Who?
Right? And then we both told him to fuck off, and her and I became friends,
What's going on?
as one does. Anyway, that's a different story for another time. And
Pretty sure
I'm
you
sure
told
I
that
have.
story.
Anyway, she was like, "Oh my god, you practice? That's so exciting! We have this little group, and we would love for you to come and join us sometime." And I had already been warned about this. Like, so I have had a friend. His name is Atlas, but at
Oh, I
the time
remember
of the
them.
story,
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
That's a dope
Yeah.
ass name.
I loved them
at the
when they were
time,
always just running around on Heelys.
yeah, at this time of the story, his name was Emily.
Which is
Right?
how I originally knew them.
Same.
Yeah, that's how I knew them too. And that's important to the story because this particular group was female only, which is very common in Wicca. Not always,
It's just
but it's
very
common.
Kind of just a stereotype people go by.
Definitely a stereotype. But,
Yeah.
most stereotypes are only partially true. Anyway, Emily had warned me because they had pissed off this group before. And M knew that I was a pagan and warned me like, "Hey, just so you know, this is what they're doing." And I'm like, "Oh, they're going to die." And that's actually how I became friends with Sage, because she had told me about them, and I'm like, "Yeah, I actively didn't join them. I've been doing this for, I think at the time, 16 years." Here, let me show you how this is like a significantly safer way. Then I found out Sage was actually a vampire. Which, to explain, vampire is the term for somebody who cannot ground themselves. They cannot take energy from the earth or from the world around them. And so therefore, what they do is they take energy from others. Right? And so instead of taking blood, they take your physical
Good.
life energy.
Which
And
is
they
where
drain
druids
you.
come in.
What?
Which is where druids mainly come in. They're usually the ones being drained. Because they're usually the ones that can actually,
No.
not
No.
fall apart at it.
Actually, no, that's not the case. Anyone can protect themselves against that kind of magic. It's just a shield. And
No, I don't
it's
mean
kind of
protect.
like
I mean, like,
Well, yeah,
like, can be
No.
without being, harmed at a point. Further point, I guess. They
no,
would be more used to it.
no. It's all druids specifically are all earth magic.
Yeah.
So similarly to anybody who's grounding themselves and circulating their magic through the earth is similar. Druid is just a title.
Bro, the others
Like it's
call
not specifically druid. Like technically, I am a what's the word? No, my sister's the child of Pan. I'm a sister. I'm a
What
sister
was
of
it, Harry?
Avalon. And that is a specifically druid thing. And the reason I'm a sister of Avalon is because I was conceived on a full moon on May Day. And anybody, and traditionally in in original druid practices, May Day was actually a ritual where there's a ritual that's done where everyone dressed up, and it basically they had
What
a
the
ritual that
fuck?
ended up in a wild orgy, and all of the children that were conceived.
The
Yeah,
fuck?
that's literally what happened. They literally like
I do remember
brought
hearing something about that.
they brought magic from the earth into their bodies to celebrate spring, and it ended up with and then like dressed in costumes and wearing masks, having no idea who the others were, had sex with everybody. And any child that was conceived became for the females it was Sisters of Avalon, and I can't remember what it is for the males,
Please
but
tell
it's
me there's
something
no gay
else.
sex involved in that, like guy to guy
And their parents
shit.
had no claim over them.
That means a
Sure.
yes.
It's not, it's up to the discretion of others. Like it didn't matter. That shit doesn't matter. You literally dressed up and had sex with whoever the fuck you felt like it. You could also say no.
Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
pass. Thanks, though. Maybe next
Like
time.
it's not
If there is a
everybody
next
having
time.
sex with everybody.
So it's a consensual
You know.
orgy.
I'd hope they usually are. Yeah.
I mean, any orgy
Yeah,
should
like
be consensual.
any orgy is consensual.
I feel like that's a given.
I'm
Anyway.
just thinking of two dudes doing
Christian
a
that
fucking
was the day of-
69.
crying because he was actually
Yes,
forced
we're still
into
thinking
a
about
This is a really
sausage
dumb
party.
question.
But yeah,
I mean, that was technically consensual,
I still
also.
think the fucking
Except for
Yeah,
that
no,
one
tortilla
German
and the,
thing. Was not
magic.
having it.
bagel was weird.
Speaking of magic, like my dad actually has no claim to any of his children, except Cameron, my oldest half brother. But me, my brother, and my older sister, my dad has no claim to us, and my mom only has claim to my sister. Like if we were practicing in the
So,
if we were
never mind.
practicing in
That's a
the
dumb
old
question.
ways, like specifically to like more druid-esque practices, my parents would have no claim over us. Because me and my brother would end up going with the druids, and I would become a sister of Avalon, and my brother would become a
whatever the hell he
Whatever
is.
it was.
whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, I think actually it is druid. He would become one of the druids, or whatever the fuck. There's a specific title that slips my mind because it didn't pertain to me, so I never remembered. And my sister is a child of Pan. So a child of Pan, I'm sure most of you have heard of A Midsummer's Night Dream,
Nope.
I've heard of the term.
the Shakespeare play?
I
Nope.
think
The-
so. That's
The
not familiar.
Shakespeare play where everybody ends up falling in love with each other because there was a fucking little a
No,
trickster
I've just
god
heard of the
named
term.
Pan.
That's it.
Nope.
Yeah. I knew the name of it, but don't exactly know what happens.
You're all uncultured, I swear.
Krista,
Anyway,
That's
when am I ever
Shakespeare.
cultured?
I'm allowed to be
I
uncultured
have
because
I have my
I'm all
I have
about
my
fuck
own
this.
cultures.
Krista, you really think
I'm
I'm
not
a
even
person that
talking.
follows
I'm not even
Shakespeare?
talking about magic.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
talking about
You're an idiot if
Shakespeare.
you don't know who the hell that is.
Krista, I don't
Anyway,
read Shakespeare
I'm
unless
going
I'm
off.
forced to.
No. I'm going off and I'm about to fight.
My culture
My
was
cultural Guitar Hero.
musical theater.
My culture is anime.
Anyway, so there's a trickster god named Pan. And my sister is considered a child of Pan. And so the story goes, because my mom shares way too much information. The night my sister was
Dear
conceived, my
God.
parents were taking mushrooms. And my dad's eyes apparently started to glow, and he grew elf ears. These are my mom's words. These are
What
my
the
mom's
fuck?
words. And then, obviously they had sex and ended up getting pregnant with my sister. And my sister was born with platinum blonde hair and like the palest of skin. And so basically she was this little elf
Damn,
baby.
can I get some of those shrooms? Yeah, that sounds like some good
Yeah,
shit.
fuck, give me some of those mushrooms.
Right?
What the fuck?
And so in in our what most people would consider that a hallucination, probably it was a hallucination. But my mom thinks that and her circle thinks that Pan, what my dad embodied Pan. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Like,
I guess.
I have no idea how to explain this without it sounding crazy.
It kind of sounds like that your parents had shrooms
It's all
and
crazy.
made a child.
I think you're way past that.
No offense.
Yeah, it was basically. No, that's exactly what happened. But like for magic, like again, the way I was raised magic wise, my dad can't claim me, my sister, or my brother, and my mom can't claim me and my brother. Sure.
Okay, well, here's a question. Let's just say we go somewhere that's really like.
Sure.
I have two questions. Let's say we go somewhere that's like really like paranormal activity, and for whatever reason you didn't feel anything yet. If I did, should I say something
If
or
you
just
feel
keep it
something and
quiet?
I don't,
Like if I just feel on
yeah,
edge.
you should definitely say something.
Val, let's just do some baby steps. Let's go to my house.
Like out loud, or should I just give you a signal? Just be like
Out loud. Out loud. Definitely.
Be like, I feel something.
Out
There's
loud.
something here.
Definitely, you should let me know. Because
if
if I'm not sensing
Okay.
it, chances are I'm not looking for it, or it's not looking for me.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go take a piss.
And
Oh, Jesse, I was about to say we should
Sometimes-
go explore the apartment again.
sometimes I close off my connection because it can get exhausting and the
Okay.
dreams can get so fucking weird. Like because I opened myself to that what's the right word? Dimension, I guess, would be magic plane.
Plane, I guess.
Right? Yeah, that's what
Probably
I'm
be the
thinking. But
simplest
like,
to put it as.
yeah, the simple terms, because none of those are the right word. Anyway, ever since I opened myself to that part of the world, obviously it's a door that can be opened both ways, or can be walked through both ways is the better word, because I have control over if it's open or not.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. A lot of it's like there's a lot of ways to protect yourselves against that kind of stuff. And like I was saying, a lot of it's not violent. Most of those spirits aren't trying to hurt you. Your body's
A
just
good
conditioned itself to be afraid.
a good amount of them are just to just shut it out.
There. Well, here's the thing. A lot of them are just there.
Ignore
Like
it.
fucking also, word of warning, I suppose. If you ever get a dream where someone is offering you to make a deal, say no.
I don't think I would even. I
My
would probably
mom-
force
my
I'd
mom
myself
was
to
probably
wake
actually
up and
telling
be
me
completely
like,
forget
about
about it.
"Hi."
something like that.
I mean, most likely, but like
Knowing me, I'd probably say
in
yes
the
to
dream.
something.
Christian, that's not something you forget. That's something that's burned in your memory forever.
Sure.
Yeah, my mom was saying something about a
Um,
dream like that when
Yeah.
my aunt was here.
Sure. Um, I don't know if that'll make sense. It won't make sense if I talk to you guys about it. I've been approached by several fae. Because fae is just the broader term for it. And I've been talked
I'm
to
back.
several times. And I don't know. It's complicated. Because like, yeah, in general, it's probably best if you say no. I have said yes before. I mean, obviously, I've said yes before, Angie. But like, I've consciously said yes to something before, and I remembered. But you have to be really, really careful about those kind of things. Like, my mom was offered. What the fuck was that?
What?
Oh, there was a weird sound, but then it came further, and it was just a motorcycle going down the street. And it sounded like there was something rattling against my house, and I'm like, oh fuck, I don't want to deal with this right now. I was fucking terrified. I was like, oh.
Can I be honest, Krista? I hear the same thing. I've heard
Well,
the
that's
same
not
thing
on
on
my.
my
It wasn't
window
on my.
right now.
It wasn't on my window. It was a
So,
motorcycle going down the street.
no, but
Oh,
something is
Mm.
you're
definitely
talking about
hitting my
me
window.
because I was gonna say that's the water running.
So, if I don't make it, I'll guard you in the afterlife.
Okay,
Wouldn't be Christian
Val.
on the podcast.
I need. Do you trust me? For starters.
Depends.
Well,
That's a,
What is it
if you're worried,
for?
I can coach you into protecting yourself. But that would require you using magic.
is it just me, or does anyone else always
Yes.
get
Yeah, I'm gonna
paranoid when
pass.
someone says, "Do you trust me?" Even if you do
It all
trust them.
it all started from a lot
No,
of weeks.
absolutely. I absolutely.
That's why I said for what do you mean?
No, trust me, I understand. I also get super paranoid when people
Yeah.
ask me if I trust them.
Yeah,
Like
not
even
the
if I
whole
do
you,
totally go,
not the whole you trust me, right? No, it's do you trust me?
do you trust me?
Because
And it's not even
you
it's not
trust me,
even
right?
I
Is
Like,
like
need you
I
to trust me.
guess.
yeah, because just the way
Yeah.
they sound is like, you trust me, right? Is like, making sure, like,
Yeah.
asking for, I guess,
Yeah, because
to
Normally
be
you
when
say
it's
like,
yes,
phrased
be
bad shit
reassured.
happens.
when it's phrased that way, chances are it's not going to be something you want to do,
Yeah,
right? And
but
see,
when
that's why
someone
I
asks,
asked Val.
"Do you trust me?" They're planning something.
Well, yeah, that's why I asked, because I knew Val was very
They're
hesitant
planning on
and
selling the kidney on
and
the
didn't
black
really
market.
like the idea. However, I wasn't gonna just sit back and not offer him an option. No, yeah, I
I'm gonna
completely
pass for
get that.
now, but
There's nothing wrong with that.
But in case if something ever did happen to me, I'll say this now. If I'm able to,
I
I'll
appreciate
protect
that.
you from the afterlife. I'll try. I'll be like Casper the Friendly Ghost, except just be like, you know what I'll do? To let you know I'm there. I'll just move
What a
everything an
dick.
inch to the left, just slowly. That would mess with Jerk so much. Just move everything to the left by an inch, just
Oh,
like every
really?
single
I
day
just
until
doesn't
he
work.
notices.
I would smack the ghost.
I
You'd
would
be
do
like,
so much work.
Val!
I would find the best way to make physical contact and smack you.
Literally, if it was me, I would take
Okay,
all the
but like
tabs off
it's
of your soda.
relative. Ugh.
Very.
How much would that annoy you? Just moving everything to the left. How long do you think it would take you to notice?
Yeah, it wouldn't
I
be
feel like
too
Drew
long.
would notice right away. I feel like Krista, she would notice at first, but then wouldn't care, and then I do it again and again, just until.
Okay,
Or you know what I would do to get her to notice? I would
so
move one thing an
Val,
inch to the left, and then
just so
another
you
thing to
know,
another inch.
you wouldn't even have to do that. If you died and came to visit me, I would feel you.
Hmm.
Like, similarly,
Yeah, no,
Oh,
he's
so
well,
not
we'll
yeah,
have
talking
to.
about
I
I
like
still
figured
a
move
you'd
things
still
to
hotel
the
do it to
inch
mess
stare.
anyway.
with
He's
me.
doing it to fuck with us.
Yeah, but like similarly to like when my grandmother visits, because my mom has an altar and an ancestor table, and I also have an altar. And
It's
you
a really
know,
cool looking altar.
oh yeah, you've seen my trolls and shit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we helped you move your shit. Krista, do you not
Just
remember?
move
Do you not
everything
remember
to
the
the
mental
left.
breakdown I had?
No.
Like literally me like laughing into tears and started crying.
When we were helping you move
Oh
your bed and
right,
stuff.
right, because
And build the
you guys were
shelf.
with me. Right, you guys were with
For
me
a
when I
second, I
took
thought you were
it
going to say that you were
down.
there when you took a
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
dab.
put it back up.
No, you weren't there when I put it back up.
Oh no, yeah, no, you took it out.
We're
No,
just
no.
there when you
I'm like,
took
do
it
you not
down.
remember? Do you not remember that mental breakdown I had?
I like the turtle shelf.
Yes, I do. That probably
It
had
was
to do with the fact that I was totally moving something that I hadn't moved since I was 10.
that, and also like I was reading the instructions and I still was confused. And just you know it's on backwards, right? That's what got me.
Yeah, I remember that. That was
He-
pretty rough.
And just that.
Dude, my dad was like kind of concerned about it. He's like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, is he good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, we just fucked up." And he's like, just
Yeah,
go this way."
Jesse was sitting there laughing his ass off. Next thing you know, it was tears and laughing, and her dad was just sitting there silently.
No.
Just
The best part.
ignoring her
The
like,
best part.
I don't know what to do.
No. The best part was immediately the minute I started laughing, it was just Drew just immediately looks at Krista. You broke him,
Yeah.
and then I just
He
started
did.
crying.
I felt so bad. I'm like, "It's on backwards."
Ah, like
Okay.
Yes.
So, are you ready for my second
No.
question? So, let's say we're in an abandoned place. Something evil takes a physical form. And even though I stand no chance whatsoever killing this thing, what would you do? Do you think you'd be able to convince me not to stay
I
and fight
feel
it
like
while
it'd
you
be
guys run
less
away?
of convincing, more of we trip you and drag your ass.
We would need
Yeah,
everyone
it's
to drag
simple.
back. Val.
Yes.
Yeah,
You really think you'd be able to drag me?
Maybe not carry, but drag.
we'll drag her ass. Yeah.
Well,
You're even
Don't
if
give
it
a fuck,
gives
we're
you a
dragging her
fighting
ass
chance
with
to
us.
run away.
What's the worst that?
Jesse, you said it yourself that if we were
Wow,
an
what's the
attack on
worst that's
Titan,
gonna
I would
happen
die
if we drag
protecting
you?
you
You
guys.
lose your
All right,
legs.
2
You're
people on the
fine.
legs, one person on the arms.
No, you don't need legs.
No, but then we all die. At least
okay.
then it gives you a fighting chance to run away.
So, to
Okay,
put it-
besides that, what else would you drag?
Like, to put it simply, A,
You'd get
not
folded.
gonna happen. No. No, I'm talking
I
about
know I'm not winning.
something evil taking physical form.
Yeah.
Like, possession is an incredibly complicated thing. Most of the time, it requires consent.
No,
Like,
not all.
the majority of the time, it requires consent. However, haunting is a very different thing. That doesn't require consent. That normally just requires a very strong form of emotion.
Very strong will to do so.
Yeah, it just requires the spirit to be attached to whatever it is. Whether it be a person, a thing, a place, all of those things. Likely the chances of that happening are slim to none. If by somehow it were to ever happen, like, I've never heard of it, ever. I'm not saying it's impossible.
If it were to happen, it'd be Jesse pissing it off.
But just knowing our luck, it probably would happen.
Anyway,
yeah, that's
Val,
why I would stay and fight it.
Val, it would
if
be
it's pissed at
completely
Jesse,
ridiculous for you to be the one to stay to fight.
Yes.
It'd be beyond foolish. Like,
but it's the chance you guys survive.
No. Okay, but
I'm willing
here's
to
the
take
thing.
that chance.
If it's an aggressive spirit that's taken physical form, it will only feed on your aggression. You would make it stronger. Which would mean even if you stayed and fought it,
but
you would A, lose, B, make it stronger, which would mean it was more likely to kill us. And if it's specifically hunting us, unless it's hunting you, which probably wouldn't be. No offense. It'd be Jesse.
Ow.
It would.
Yeah, Jesse, it would be you.
You guys act like I pissed
Nah, bro, if
everything
that's
off.
the case,
You
I know
do.
who I'm calling.
You did!
You
I
pissed
don't
off
piss everything off. I piss a lot of people off. And on
Yeah.
top of that, Krista, she's part of you. I'm allowed to.
She is not part of me.
That is not correct.
She is not part of me.
No, you're not!
Angie and I are two
Jesse, are you
completely different
do?
beings.
Not like that. She's using your body, therefore I still see it as you.
That
okay, but you
sounds
have
like
to
a very
understand that that's
dangerous
not. You have to understand. She is not.
Jesse, that's not
me.
the point.
And on top of that, why would I do that in somewhere
And
abandoned?
She does not. And Jesse.
Because you're you.
Angie, just because she's accessing the world and speaking through my body does not mean she will have the same feelings or obligations to you. I care about you. She doesn't give a fuck who you are.
I know.
She was just being polite because she cares about me.
If she didn't really, then things might have happened.
If she didn't really care about me, she wouldn't have spoken to you.
Yeah, that's fair.
I will say it was nice that the fact she was letting me be quiet. That I didn't want to talk, but Drew's bitch ass kept saying, "Come on, say something." Like, fuck you.
She probably was entertained.
When you actually spoke, like after all that, and I said Val, that was like unintentional. I was like, Val.
I've been having another question.
Yeah,
that
I
I've
was
been
like, shut the
thinking
fuck
about
up.
this whole
I
entire time.
was almost at it. I was like, shut the fuck up.
Because I don't know if this is just me being paranoid as
Sure,
fuck.
If
But
we're somewhere abandoned, I'm
but
not going to
every
be
time when I
disrespecting shit.
see something paranormal or
Sure.
hear something paranormal, I just feel a presence.
Probably.
I think that's just me. I think that's just me being like I
This is
feel
paranoia.
a presence, like I'm being watched.
What do you mean? No.
Like whenever you're scared or something, you always feel that.
No, I think he's talking about like when he hears things like because we've been talking about magic and the paranormal,
Normally,
he
yeah,
now
'cause I'm
feels a
thinking
presence
about
because
it.
he's
Normally,
thinking about it.
I feel it only in my room. Now I feel it here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I want to say that's
Okay.
I kind of feel
paranormal.
like that is paranoia.
It's followed you.
Yeah,
It
I feel
followed
like
you.
that's more paranoia.
Like that sounds
It
like
could be.
classic
Could
It
paranoia.
could be.
Because for
Yeah,
a
it
minute,
could be
I felt a
paranoia.
presence in the
It
closet, then in the
could.
corner of the room,
Well,
now behind me.
okay.
He isn't
It's followed
moving.
you, Christian.
So it could also be. So, like I was saying to Val earlier, spirits will talk to whoever is listening. And maybe because you're actively aware of it, you're actively listening, even if it's unconscious.
I never. I
He just
Well,
goes to sleep
you
and
know,
it comes to his dream.
Hi.
than
Ah,
ghosts.
howdy, partner.
It's more than ghosts and spirits. You know, it can be personal things,
no.
right? You want to know the most terrifying thing about
Dear God.
demons? And I'm talking about true demons.
You never know they are.
They were
We
If
can
you
say
say-
no, but you're part
If
of
you
the
say
thing.
no, I
No,
won't
no,
tell
they
you,
will
but I
say-
think it's so fascinating.
I kind of want to hear it. I kind of want to hear it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of need to get out
Anyway,
of this state.
so,
I don't
Next
like
time.
it.
But yeah, no, I
Well,
have a
feel like
friend.
I'm being. Yes.
What do you mean
I
state?
don't like this state at all.
Like the paranoid that something's watching you?
No.
Are
I'm
you
just
really high?
tired from a 4-hour drive
Mm,
with clapped suspension.
mm.
What are you even doing up there?
Suggestion: if there's someone you in the house you would want to go hang out with, like
You
your
should
brother
probably,
or something.
I would
No.
suggest eating,
Cool, I have Slim Jim. Literally
too.
like
right
snacking
here.
on something, like having a little snack of something. That should help.
Dude,
But
it's
Or
just
maybe,
the
if
way
like-
you
that
want to
in
like go
Kansas
hang out with
City.
your brother or something like that, get your nerves
I'm
calmed.
literally in a different state. I'm literally opening.
Yeah,
up Slim
I
Jim.
would-
I don't like this.
I would
Didn't know that.
suggest going and
Are you
eating.
alone?
Yeah, man, I got
Hell
that
yeah.
mild.
I wish
that
I had a
mild
Slim Jim.
long stick. And I got the
I wish I
fat
had a
one
monster.
too.
That mild long dick?
Yeah, whenever me and my mom go
Okay.
traveling, we always get the small Slim Jims, like the box full of small Slim Jims.
Yeah.
Just snack on those.
But yeah, no, my friend has a gargoyle.
Right now,
And yeah, they're real things. And I wasn't
I feel
sure
like I'm in a
about
dull
them.
state of mind
Like,
right
I had to
now, and
ask my
don't
mom
like
what the fuck it was. I'm sorry. Anyway, and so gargoyles are actually very good things. They're
Well, they're protectors.
Look, they're protectors. They were originally meant to ward off evil spirits. And my friend,
I'm about to get a shit
yeah,
ton of those
they're
out of my
supposed to be
house.
so ugly that they ward evil. They ward it away.
Yeah.
And so my friend has a gargoyle
Oh,
that's protecting her from some
It is
that
well
just
sad.
it protects her because she went through some like pretty bad shit when she was a kid. So yeah, she went through a lot, and so she has a gargoyle, and it protects her. She finds it to be incredibly like weighing because it is solid stone, and it is very heavy on her. However, it benefits
Slim
her.
Jim's busting right now.
Right? So yeah, spirits aren't like all spirits aren't evil.
Nothing.
Majority
And I'm not
aren't.
saying.
No,
Did
if
you
I
say the
guys
majority
want me-
are?
Aren't.
I was gonna say,
Aren't.
all I'm saying is that
Yeah,
the Slim
like-
Jim right now is busting.
No. Most spirits are neutral. No,
Unless
they're
you're
still
Jesse and you piss it
neutral.
off.
Yeah, they usually have to be a little aggressive at the beginning.
Oh, that's good news for him.
Kind of hard to piss off a spirit. They're done with people's bullshit. I'd imagine, at least.
I don't know. Certain spirits are incredibly sensitive. If you say the wrong thing, you can offend them. However, those ones tend
That's
to
the
not
thing
to
about it.
associate with humans.
Spirits used to be human beings.
Those, the
Lucifer, is that you?
not always. Yeah, not all spirits were humans.
Yeah.
Hell, some of them have never been humans. Like that gargoyle I was just talking to you about. Not a human, never been a human. The spirits you're talking about are ghosts.
Can ghosts be naturally evil
I guess,
if they were a
considering.
bad person in real
Honestly,
life
Probably, yeah.
when they were alive?
this is my conspiracy
Sure.
theory, though. I have a conspiracy theory about ghosts.
So
What are they gonna do, though?
They're basically...
that one's
Wait, okay. I'll let you finish.
conspiracy. Anyway,
I have this conspiracy
no,
theory
Christian,
about
go first.
ghosts.
I'll
It's
take longer to
basically
explain.
angels visiting the human world.
They're different things. Again, this is just personally from
That's what I believe.
thing, so
about
you could be
ghosts.
right.
I've seen
I don't know.
Paranormal shit. It could be what you're talking about, how they haven't been a human being in real life, but the ones that are harmless, but that you can sense a presence, they're just angels visiting the human world, and you could just sense their presence. Like the presence I was just feeling right now, it could easily be my dead uncle, my dead grandma, probably one of my two homies that passed, right? Any of those, because I don't feel any danger. I just feel a presence, and it kind of weirds me out.
Sure. You said you're in a different state, right? You're in Havasu? Okay, so does the house or wherever you're staying have a significance to any of the people that
Not that I know.
you've
It's just
lost?
my uncle's vacation house.
Your dead uncle or your live
a
or
little bit
not?
both my uncle and my grandma, because they both visited here before they died. It's either
Okay.
that or
It could be
my
that. They could
active
just have,
guardian angel, I don't know.
strong memories tied to that house.
Yeah.
Those also exist.
Gargoyles just creep me the fuck out.
Similar to the gargoyle.
Kind of their job.
You ever see a gargoyle on a church?
Yeah.
That's fucking terrifying.
Fun fact.
Like, yeah, not
That's
going
what
there.
they're supposed to do.
But
Yeah.
They're supposed to be terrifying. You're supposed to look at them and be like, I don't want to get anywhere fucking near that. Because that's what evil spirits are supposed to do too. They're like, yeah, fuck being around that guy. I'm gonna leave that and whatever the fuck it's protecting alone. So the fact that you find it creepy means it's doing its job, and it's scaring people into not wanting to mess with
inside. I just don't want to look at it for a good amount of time. Actually, no, I wouldn't mind looking at it. I just don't want to.
What if you were to pet it on the head?
Like,
well, I mean,
no thanks. Late.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're not harmful unless you have ill intent.
Depending on the
idea.
intent.
What will they do to you if you have ill
Depending on
intent?
what, I guess.
Honestly,
What, they're gonna be like Elias?
I don't know. I
From that
honestly
cartoon?
have no idea, nor do I ever intend to find out.
That's probably a good thing.
Like I said, most of the stuff I'm talking about is from A, personal experience, and B, lessons I've been taught my whole life. Like, fuck, I could read tarot cards before I could read. You find that funny, but it's true. I learned to read tarot when I was like 5.
Wonder which
I don't
one
know
would
why,
be
but the
harder
thought
to
of like
learn.
if the thought of moving everything an inch to the left
What do you mean,
is
Drew?
just really funny.
Reading tarot or reading?
Yeah,
Reading is much harder.
I guess. Yeah. Well, I feel like
Well,
it depends on when you
here's
learn
the
it. I
thing.
guess
Especially when you have
if you
dyslexia.
learn it young, then like if you already know
I
English and stuff, it
don't
would be a
know.
little harder, I guess.
I honestly
Just like learning a new
don't
language.
know for other people. But I I think similarly with all things, the later you start to learn it, the harder it's going to be.
Oh yeah.
Like literally the way I learned tarot was I was literally just playing with my mom's spare deck, right? And I was just sitting there and I was just fucking around with the cards and I was picking the pretty ones and I was ones that I thought were pretty and I was laying them out. And Joe, who was the teacher, he was like, "What you doing?" And I'm like, I'm just picking the cards, right?" And he just was asking me what they meant, right? And I was explaining to him. I never had like instructions or anything. I was just, and then he pulled a card, like he pulled a card from the deck. I don't remember what the fuck it was. I remember there being red and green. That's all I remember. Um, and he pulled a card and he asked me what that card meant, and I explained it to him. And it's literally how. And he's like, this you. And he told me I was pretty good at tarot reading for so young. He didn't say for so young, but like others around were like impressed. And so yeah, tarot reading is completely subjective. Cards change in the order they're in the person reading it, and sometimes the day. Right? No card means the same thing twice. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it can be different based
Yeah.
on the question, it could be different based on the user, it could be different based on the reader, based on where it is in placement, if it's upside down or not. It means all kinds of different things.
Oh, he said that he would be right back. Wow.
But has
I don't
anyone
know.
heard
He
anything
literally
from Jesse? I feel like I haven't
he
heard him
literally
spoken in a
just
while,
got off
but he's still
Xbox.
here.
Like I watched him get off. Yeah, I'm just sitting here staring at the friends list. I just see him disappear right before you asked
So
that.
going back to the if I was dead question and like being your quote unquote guardian, what is it that you would sense? Like me exactly, or just a friendly presence
So
or a
it
familiar
would
presence? Like
depend
what would it be?
on
Yeah.
what you were trying to tell me. Because I know you in this current life. If you died like right now and came to visit me, I would recognize you. Similarly to how I recognize my grandmother when she comes to visit,
Especially
right?
if you want her to recognize you. Then
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yes.
I'm
I
going there to
yeah.
say,
yes, I
hey,
would
I'm right here.
absolutely recognize
I'm
you
not
and I would
gone.
recognize that it was you. I've met somebody from a past life, right? And what it was, I felt that they were familiar. It was a familiar presence that I didn't recognize. However, because I'm so sensitive to that kind of thing, I opened my third eye, which is basically just, in simple terms, a way to connect to the magic and the energy around me. So I opened my third eye, and we basically played yes and no, right? And so I felt the presence on my arm, and it was squeezed once for yes, twice for no, or vice versa. I don't remember. And through that, I found out that it was a male who was like 11 or so. His name started with a J. I don't remember what his name was at the current time. And we were friends back in the anywhere between the 60s and the 70s, right? I think it was the 70s. And he died in front of me. We had been riding bikes, and he got into a car crash, and he got hit by a car and died. And so he was a friend from my last past life. I suppose I should I should have started this with I believe in reincarnation.
Same.
Yes.
Okay, follow up. So you know how people say that like I'll always
Sure.
be with you, I'll always be there to
Yes.
protect you. Is there some truth in that? Like, would I
Kind
actually
of.
be able to do anything? And
I
if
don't
so,
know.
I
what
don't want to
exactly could I
say
do?
like shoo off other spirits. I'd rather say like come to you when you're scared or something like that. Like, you know, be a
It's-
friendly presence, try to soothe you.
I suppose I feel like it's a bit more complicated than that.
Yeah.
Also, it depends on the question you're asking. Like, do you mean like in this life, or do you believe that souls can be together throughout multiple lives? Which is true.
I mean, like, if I were to die right now and I made you a promise that I would be with you forever and I'd always be there to
Yes.
protect you, and I found my way to you in a dangerous situation,
If
would
he
it
were
help
still
in
dead.
any way?
Not if he was reincarnated.
Well, it's no.
If I'm dead,
It's
yes.
more complicated than that. Your presence would have to stay on the earth.
Yeah.
Because that's not always happened. Many people can just find peace and go either on or into a next life. And I say on because I don't know what it is. I call it the spirit realm. Other people call it heaven and all those other things.
I'm sorry.
Just on.
When you say the spirit realm, first thing that popped into my head was Avatar. Sorry.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like the spirit realm in
same type
Avatar
of belief,
is
different
based off
era and place.
Yeah, I was like, is based. Well, I mean, it's a current thing. Time's a total construct.
Yeah.
But different conversation. Anyway, in simple terms, Val, if you promised to protect us and your soul felt unrested, yes.
Which is entirely possible.
Which is entirely possible, especially if you died violently. Which, because if you died right now and you would be dying young, would be probable.
Your mic cut out.
Me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, where did I lose you?
After dying young.
Okay.
Dying
it would
young.
be probable that your soul was would not find peace, because people who die young or violently tend to not find peace or take longer to find peace, which is why children ghosts are such a concept and can generally be portrayed as violent, because generally children who die don't die peacefully.
Well, you know, in some cases, there's the... Well, yeah. Alright, well, that's kind of good to know. Just imagine that. I'd move everything in Drew's room, like a foot to, like,
my
an
guy,
inch
you
to the
would
left.
slowly start to rotate my room, and that would drive me
I'm trying to think of what I would
nuts.
do.
But yeah, no.
I wonder what I would do to Jesse. You know what I would do? I
But-
move his
no.
monster can
He
everywhere.
would
would put
grab
it
your
just
arm
whenever
out
he
of
when
put
you
it down, I
freaking
put it
try
somewhere
to
else.
touch it. It don't matter if you're dead. He will have a firm grip.
Imagine somehow he grabbed him from
I
the
really
physical
love-
plane and just like,
I really
don't
love how
touch my
this
fucking monster.
whole
Like,
conversation
how are you touching
started
me?
with us talking about pet peeves, and now this is where we are. We're talking about magic.
Uh-huh.
Magic.
Well,
Sure.
also, one thing before I think we stop, if you what did Angie say about me and Drew? Did she say anything, or is she just annoyed by Jesse?
She didn't say anything about you two. She just said he's annoying. Well, I mean,
And you knew who she was speaking about?
so
The one that
when
was
her
mainly
and
talking
I
to her.
are when her and I are in that room together, like before the switch, I could see what she was talking about. I no longer remember what she said. Everything's kind of blurry. Like, I remember her mentioning something about Tasty
Wait,
and
what?
Christian and Curly Q.
Wait, what's going on?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
you're
Christian,
keeping
you'll
that
hear
in?
about that when you listen to part 1.
Oh yeah. We're keeping the entire conversation.
No,
now.
not that. The other thing.
Ah, right.
The conversation
Not
between
gonna
you
lie, I
two
kind of
and
thought
her,
Jesse fell asleep.
not the before.
And
That's getting cut.
I remember
Mhm.
her feeling very smug and offended.
See, Jesse? See what you do?
I'm confused.
Jesse.
What am I
You see what you do to us?
Like, you like
You'll see. It's
Bro,
hard to
I'm
explain.
scared.
I'm assuming she mentioned you.
Yeah, he texted something in the group chat. She's like, "Oh, it's him." And then she said some nice things, sort of.
No, fuck. What?
She said, "Oh, it's the sweet."
Wait,
She
me?
said, "Oh,
No,
it's
it's the sweet
and
one.
funny one."
Yeah.
Damn.
Tasty.
Yeah, you, Christian.
And
See,
then,
it's shit like
Tasty
that.
was
Like when
not-
people like
Tasty was
specifically,
separate from that.
yeah.
like I said, see, this is what I'm saying. Like I can vaguely remember things if it's brought to me specifically, but I won't remember it very well.
Okay.
I remember, like, I remember her talking about age.
Yeah, Jesse asked the one question you should never ask anything female: what their age is.
She's not female.
I guess approximately.
It like she's not an actual specific gender. It's a lot more complicated than that. But I guess as
I was just being
she's
kind
qualified
with
as a
that.
succubus, and they're portrayed as female, similar to incubus are as male, and she's a
See,
succubus.
Jesse, see what you bring upon
I
us.
was like qualifying.
You're gonna bring upon the apocalypse.
Hey,
And
lowballed
for
very low.
for
Calder
the record,
70 at the minimum.
for the record, 400
I'm like, I was lowballing
or
just to
somewhere
be on
around
the safe
there.
side.
That
Like,
was the number I got.
Well, Crystal, here's the thing. I was originally gonna say like 1,000, but I thought that'd be too offensive.
It's already too late. You already offended her.
Yeah, you
Why?
kind
Why?
Jesse,
There's nothing
you
wrong
kind
with
of gave off
So-
that hint of
so
I would have
with-
said higher, but
spirit.
I was gonna offend you.
So
Yeah,
with
it was that.
spirit,
I'm trying
you
to
had
be
an
nice.
older-
intention.
That was my thing, especially
Sorry.
at the edge. Was I want to be nice.
Bro,
So
as
I'm
soon
gonna
as I
go
started
with some
scrolling
lowball.
Instagram,
Or you
I
could have just not
felt
said it
that
at all.
presence go away, and I feel 10 times better.
I was
With-
curious.
I
Sorry.
said, I was
Hold up,
just
hold up,
saying,
hold up,
as
hold
soon as I started
Hold
scrolling
up.
Instagram,
Christian,
I just
say
felt
something.
that presence go away, and I feel better. Since we're still on this paranormal
Krista?
We're still not-
topic,
Krista,
yes.
Krista.
Oh,
Christian, they're talking to me.
I heard Chris.
Oh.
Well, I'm sorry.
We're like Krista, and then it's just
No, yeah.
It's okay. It's cute.
Krista?
Anyway, for the record, with spirits, generally the older they are, the stronger they are. So it's not insulting if you think they're older. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I'm older than Angie. Like my soul, I've been told that I'm a very old soul, which means I've had several lives and been reincarnated many times. I'm older than Angie.
That's pretty trippy to think about, not gonna lie.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be a cool horror movie. Would that work though?
What? What would be a cool horror
That
movie?
like someone gets reincarnated and like they find out they see someone who did them wrong in a past life and they find out about it and they like stalk them.
But that would be
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I know. That I was thinking that as I was going.
But actually, fun conspiracy theory. You know when you meet somebody and you automatically dislike them and you have no reason to?
No.
Not really.
Jesse, your emotions are complicated. You don't know how to actually tell what they are.
Yeah, but like, so you're telling me you've never got the automatic
Yes.
feeling, like you've never met somebody and you're like, I don't like you. I don't know why I don't like you, but I don't like you.
Honestly, I got that way with Fernando. I never liked
Low
him.
key same.
I only put up with him because of all of
Sure.
Same.
Sure, I feel that. I don't know why you guys just, I don't understand why you guys just like let me do, like, why didn't you guys just tell me you didn't like him?
Because you were
I did.
happy.
Because you liked him.
Okay, yeah, but I would have like not had him around.
We didn't have a choice.
Krista,
Either way.
Krista, you were happy, you liked him. We like put up with it because of that.
Oh, you guys are so sweet.
Yeah.
Next time, I've learned my lesson, kind of.
I was about to say.
I'm not saying I'll pick better.
Kind of.
I'm not saying I'll pick better, but I'm saying that if every single one of you doesn't like him, then it's probably for a reason.
Yeah.
And I will
Guys,
take.
no, guys.
I have learned that since you guys are all my friends and have my best interest at heart, if all of you hate the guy I'm sleeping with or dating or whatever the fuck, it's probably for a reason, and I will take it into consideration.
The
Right?
hell am I
I've at
hearing?
least learned
Huh?
that.
Someone's wrestling.
It's
Yeah.
Christian.
Oh, I'm on Instagram. I thought I told
What are you
that.
Called it.
fiddling with?
I'm just typing in a comment.
Oh my god, the heavy breather. He's in one of our rooms.
No.
Wait, wasn't I heavy breathing?
Dude, that'll forever be terrifying. That moment.
Can I just say this?
Okay, second
What
episode, randomly, Drew had cut out at one moment, and then I had gotten muted, and I still heard Jesse, and all I heard was him talking to me like hello, and then all of a sudden an audible breath came in.
Oh yeah, it was like an audible deep breath. It wasn't like, oh, one of us imitating a deep breath. No, this person, like, it was deep.
Yeah, and it was more terrifying because I had to hear it like multiple times. And that made it worse. I heard it like 6 times, and like I knew by the 5th time I knew it was coming, and I was just like, okay, I know it's coming, and then it came, and I'm just like, nope. Yeah, and then I came back after the audible breath, and then Drew, and it was Jesse that said, he was like, did you guys
Did
hear
you
that?
hear
I'm
that?
like, yeah, I did, and then we got scared. And then during the Halloween episode, um, there was the technical difficulties that happened that were kind of terrifying. and it was just me and
So
Jesse.
many technical difficulties.
And then we're like, guys, we're not doing this on
No,
purpose.
I had technical difficulties too on Halloween.
Yeah.
We all
Drew
did.
did also.
And then I think it was me and Jesse who had the weird like chill on our
Uh-huh.
arm.
Yep. It was only the left arm.
Yeah, after Jesse's
That was creepy.
Jesse's story, I got the chill when this dumbass said that they took the book.
I
Hey,
didn't take the book.
it's
Oh,
like
it's almost 3 here.
almost 2, and I have to get up in the morning.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah.
That's
Arizona. I think it's because
Let's
Yeah.
end the
Okay.
call.
Okay,
yeah,
Christian, where are you?
no,
Arizona.
Same time
Arizona
zone.
Okay.
doesn't do the
I just knew you weren't
doesn't
like
do the
here.
hour backwards or daylight savings. Yeah, Arizona doesn't do
Daylight
daylight
saving time.
savings.
Oh well. Well, you know,
Okay.
let's hope you enjoyed this episode.
This has been
This very terrifying
a
episode.
crazy episode. This has been a very different podcast episode.
If we offend any,
Yeah, this has definitely been really
my
different than
watch.
any of our other
yeah, if
podcasts.
anyone in
This
the
was
pagan,
fun.
you know, circle, whatever you call it, community. Thank you.
If any of the pagans out there, leave a comment.
Don't leave a comment,
about
but
it.
I would like to apologize if
Tell
my
us about your
negativity
stories.
offended you. It's not you, it's me. So
Okay,
That's what they always say.
if they're offended, they're being ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like people who are offended over opinions over religion and like spiritual practices are ridiculous. And yeah, total
Remember-
jab at Christianity right there.
Remember, don't take any of this to heart. We're all stupid. We all have our own opinions. We all have our own thoughts. But
Yeah, it's
however,
all
if you
fucking
are
opinion.
if you are a pagan, leave a comment in the comment section below because I genuinely kind of want to know more about it.
Wait, are we getting
if you have
views,
another
actually?
answer for a
There's a
dumb
lot
question
to
we
learn.
have, if you have an answer to a question we have, I mean, we're kind of
Well-
getting views. I guess it's slow.
All right, there goes Krista. Well, looks like I'm off
Mhm.
then.
All right, everyone,
Hey,
stay sexy.
Jesse, you know
Yeah?
my profile picture?
Oh no, you're dead.
Mine's Tokyo Ghoul. Drew, did you notice?
I saw it.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw it. I told you already. I'm stalking you as hard as I can.
I just had to
Mhm.
change it one more time.
I'm stalking you as hard as I can for every time you've changed it.
And yeah, this has been Idiot Friends. Stay sexy, stay safe, and